Hello, I'm Jessica, and I'll be presenting the paper number 29 of the 12th International Conference on Intelligent Systems Design and Applications, with the title The Influence of Named Entity Recognition on the Essay Grading. Millions of Brazilian students take annually the National Exam of High School Education, ENEM. This exam is necessary to access the majority of public universities. In this exam, the student has to write an essay about a specific subject proposed in the test. The essay score has a big impact on the final score of the test. In 2018, the cost to evaluate almost 5 million essays was nearly R$500 million. Every year, the number of students taking the test grows, and so does the cost. Therefore, it's only natural that the research on automated essay scoring systems increase as well. The human evaluator responsible for scoring the essay in the ENEM does so based on 5 competencies. Our focus falls mostly on the competence 3. Each of them is scored from 0 to 200 points, summing up to 1,000. Named entity recognition is the process of automatically identifying and classifying named entities mentioned in free written texts. Named entities such as a person's name, a place, or a date in an essay may indicate the presence of facts and examples, which can establish the student's knowledge of the proposed subject and their ability to defend a point of view. Both skills are required by competence 3. Therefore, facts, examples, citations from authorities, illustrations, or statistical data are expected. The use of a named entity recognition approach that considers the surrounding context may indicate that the identified named entities form well-structured sentences. To the best of our knowledge, this is the first attempt to use these complex features to improve an automated essay scoring system. We extracted several features from a sample of essays using Cogru, a natural language processing tool that extracts grammar and style errors. We considered 124 grammar errors recognized by Cogru, and the top 18 Portuguese language grammar classes were used as features. For the orthographic and morphological analysis, we used the Hanspel dictionary, incremented with a dataset of words from a Brazilian newspaper named A Tribuna, and from the motivating texts of the collected essays. We also applied a naive Bayesian algorithm to estimate the probability of the correctness of a word in the context in which it is employed, using bigram and trigram techniques. Having the features of each respective essay, the grades are then entered as the criterion variable in a linear regression model with all of the features as predictors, and beta weights are computed for each predictor. The adopted evaluation metric in our experiments is the quadratic weighted kappa, as it is the metric used in the ASAP challenge at Kaggle. In addition to these features, we also introduced the use of named entities as features. For the named entity recognition step, we used CRF plus LG hybrid approach proposed by Pirovani et al. Conditional random fields, CRF, is a machine learning method for structured prediction. Local grammars, LG, is a mean of representing the contextual rules of the linguistics approach. Both CRF and LG use context to classify named entities. We use the ADAPT model, which considers 5 categories during the CRF training phase: person, place, organization, value, and time. The CRF model was trained using the 3 normalized golden collections of the adding and 20 administrative orders. To test our approach, we collected 2,211 essays and used the same procedure applied by Almeida Jr., Spalenza, and Oliveira, and their improved source code. Nevertheless, we introduce a new step to the procedure. Firstly, we take each text to extract the named entities and create the named entity features variables. Secondly, from each essay text, we remove the stop words, dates, and numbers to create the basic features variables. In this figure, we see the mean of named entities found in each grade class. There is a sensible difference between higher grades. We hypothesize that the probability within a text is also higher in the classes of the upper grades. Therefore, we perform a statistical test to prove this hypothesis based on the mean number of named entities within each class of grade. We performed a pairwise t-test to show the importance of named entities for higher grades. The grades are presented in the first column, and the following columns present the mean of the number of entities found on each sample. The results show that there is a statistical similarity between adjacent grades. We considered using solely the number of entities in a grade class to formulate a model to infer the grades. The experiment using the number of named entities for C3 showed an interesting result as it yielded a value for the QWK metric of 0.619, which is higher than those found on the literature, 0.2679 by Amorim and Veloso, and 0.508 by Fonseca et al. The BF model shows a QWK of 0.581, higher than the 0.508 value achieved by Fonseca et al. However, as can be seen in Figure 2, the result is biased towards the middle grade. We argue that this information could be used as a weight parameter for other models, which is to consider the basic features in addition to the aggregation of the named entities to the regression model. The results of this new model, BF plus NAF, are shown in Figure 2 in blue. The difference between the basic features and the basic features plus the named entity features shows a slight improvement in the results, but not statistically significant to tell they are different. We achieve an improvement in 2 out of 5 competencies used by the ENEM exam to assess a student's essay compared to the state-of-the-art results by Fonseca et al. As future work, we plan to focus on the improvement of the named entity recognition training dataset for the essay domain, and the named entity recognition model for this specific domain. Ideally, the named entity features can act as a discriminator between adjacent grades classes. Thank you for watching, and please feel free to contact us if you have any questions.